A very good afternoon, ma'am. We welcome you all to another session, GMU Talk Exchange, conversation with the educators. Today we have with us Dr. Pritee Saxena. Dr. Pritee Saxena is a director and campus head of IBS Mumbai. She acquired a PhD in advertising and consumer behavior from SNDT University, Mumbai. She holds dual postgraduate degrees in Masters of Science from Gujarat University and Masters in Marketing Management from Narsimhanji, Mumbai. She has over 16 years of experience in the FMCG sector and over 24 years in academics as a visiting and a faculty in marketing management. Very welcome, ma'am. It's an honor to have you on board. I welcome you again. I'd like you to please help us with a few comments in the beginning so that we can start the interview.
Yeah, thank you, Udit. Pleasure being with you today.
Ma'am, I'd want to start off with a very basic question since the conversation and the motto of this agenda is to have a conversation with the educators. I'd like to know, how did you start your journey as an academic student?
Yeah, so Udit, it goes back in 1996, when I passed out from Narsimhanji Institute. I did my MBA from there, and I was also working with the industry. I was always with FMCG industry and started as a management trainee and then grew up as general manager of marketing with FMCG companies. While I was handling brands and dealing with a lot of sales team, one of the, something that I liked very much was preparing the sales force with good selling stories in the market. And that is how I started, along with brand management. I also started training the field force for how to speak, what to tell about the brand. And there I discovered that, I could be a good teacher also. And that is how I said, why not start as a visiting faculty? And, the management institute, I passed out from NM. So there was, I had a lot of visiting faculty who would be coming from the industry to teach us. And I said, why not do the same? And then I discovered that, yes, I was very much appreciated by the students. So I started with IBS. I started with IBS as a visiting faculty. And then, 1996, so it was the 1995 IBS started in Mumbai, and I started with them in 1996. So I have been with them since 1996 as a visiting faculty, and then became a full-time faculty and then grew up in the system. I was requested by the then director to become a full-time faculty, and also family requirements. My son was growing up, and so we thought one of us should be stationary between the two parents, and that's how I got into teaching. And it kept me grounded in a city like Mumbai. Otherwise, corporate was too much of travel and too much of, almost 20 days in a month I was traveling. So then I decided that let me be with academics, and my passion to teach and train and coach and mentor, I think all that I could nurture once I decided to move into academics.
That's absolutely inspiring, and you've set the standard, ma'am. I'd like to move on to the next question, having insights from how you started as an academician and an educator. We know that you've been with IBS for such a long time now. My next question directs towards the institute in terms of the fact that what sets your institute apart from others in terms of curriculum and teaching methodologies?
See, IBS is driven by the vision of our founder, Mr. N.J. Yashasvi. And his vision was that let us take education to all those, who are aspiring to educate themselves, whichever part of the country they are. So can we give quality and affordability together in management education? and reach out to the remotest of student aspiring for higher education. So with that vision, he started IBS, and something that everybody knows IBS for is the very strong systems driven approach that IBS has. So everything is very, very systematic. Everything is very time bound, the timetables for the exam, for the curriculum, for everything is laid out well in advance, and everyone knows what is going to happen when. So very strong systems driven. And the vision of taking IBS education to the remotest of the student. And with that, we started, and that is how today IBS draws students from as smaller town, with maybe a population of about 25,000 or maybe even less. And we have students coming from there to study. So one is that we have pan-India students with our 9 centers that we have right now. We are known for our case method of teaching. We are also known for our internship. And above all this, a very strong industry academia association. So the industry academia partnership that we forge into, and we aspire that can we bring industry as much as possible in class, since this being business education or management education, the more of industry coming into class, the more contemporary, and we are going to be ahead of don't want to use the word competition, but we will stay ahead. Also, we will be able to stay very close to the industry requirements and industry expectations.
Absolutely, ma'am. I would definitely back that up, being an ex-alumni from IBS. Moving on, what procedures are followed by the college while hiring professors to distinguish the excellent faculty members at the institute?
Yeah, so that we definitely look at, a blend of passion for teaching and exposure to industry. So most of our faculty members would be either, the eminent industry professionals who want to either get into teaching and follow their passion for teaching. So not that they have to do it, but they want to do it. That's they want to teach. They want to teach. So one is that, and the other, the thing is that they should be excellent at researching. So that helps, new knowledge being taken to class. So we look at a blend of skill as well as the concepts. So can somebody combine the two and make as we look at the management education, that it's a combination of skill and concepts and knowledge put together. So if we see that in the faculty members, that becomes one of our hiring criteria. So either industry experience or PhDs, most of our faculty members would be having both.
Rightly said, ma'am. Like you said, I'd like to quote it from your statement again. It's not the need that they want to teach, it's the want that they need to have to teach. Moving forward, ma'am, what kind of industry collaborations are available to students in the institute for better development and growth in the careers?
Yeah, so what we do that apart from the curriculum coverage, where we have visiting faculty, we have our full-time faculty who are teaching. So visiting faculty would take at least 2/3 of our course is covered by visiting faculty. And this visiting faculty is from the industry. And 1/3 is by our own faculty, so the full-time faculty members. And this I'm talking very typically of IBS Mumbai. And so even if I look at the ratio of the faculty members, for every one full-time faculty, I have 4 visiting faculty. So that's how, we are getting industry to come into the program. We also sign up MOUs with companies. I am, for the sake of confidentiality, I'm not naming, but we have MOUs with the Big Fours. We have MOUs with, the best of the logistics and the manufacturing companies. And these MOUs are to train our students and train our faculty members. So when we get into an MOU with a company, then you don't have to seek permissions, that every time somebody is coming from there, they need to take permissions from their seniors, or they need to take clearances in the hierarchy, But we get into an MOU where there is a very clear understanding that the faculty members will be collaborating with the professionals in the industry, in their organization, and they in turn will also be coming back to train our faculty members and students. So the kind of exposure that the students get, access to their facilities, access to their kind of work culture. So the students would be invited by them. Sessions would happen in their premises. They would come as and when we need them. So this is a very clear, and right now IBS Mumbai is having almost 5 MOUs, so there are 5 different big corporates who train our students regularly. We also encourage the corporate certifications. So in case if, there are a lot of corporates that you would see have their own universities, they have their own training and development, and they have also rolled out a lot of retail programs. It could be in treasury, risk management, financial modeling. It could also be in IT, and training students on IT skills. So we encourage our students to take up those courses, which are again reimbursed by the institute, and we also get the industry to come and train batches at no additional cost from the student.
This will be a great insight for the upcoming students and the ongoing students who are in for IBS and also aspiring to get into IBS. That's a great insight, ma'am. This is something that students will definitely look forward to, hearing all the big four names and all the MOUs that you've spoken about. That's a great initiative, ma'am. Moving forward, I'd like to understand in terms of the students, how do you promote a diverse and inclusive campus environment within your college?
Okay, so that you are also an alumnus, and you would know that, the admissions is a very, very transparent process.
Yes.
There is nothing like, special quotas kept for management or kept for certain class of people, or there is no reservation, there is no, it's absolutely merit-based. So in that merit, anyone who qualifies the assessment criteria and the procedure gets into the system. So we also try to bring in, we try to maintain the gender parity. And now if you look at, we almost have, percentages which are very close to each other. So if there are 45% the girl students and 55% of the boy students, and very soon I think it's going to be matching with each other. Students come with different financial backgrounds. They come with different cultural backgrounds, and in the class they are a mix of different the diverse backgrounds that they come from, be it the town, the city, the financial status, and it is the only criteria of selection is that they should be meritorious enough to clear the selection process. Otherwise, there is no reservation of any kind.
Absolutely, ma'am. I still remember in my class I had students from different parts of the country, so we'd call ourselves integrity and diversity, completely out there. Ma'am, moving forward to my final question, could you share some success stories of your institute alumni who have excelled in their respective fields?
Yeah, so wherever I travel, for any of my international assignments or international exploration for placements, the first contact point is the alumni who's there. I mean, it's a different country, it's a new country, we don't know the organizations, but we know our alumni. And from there, we begin our, the networking, and we start. It is amazing to see, that the alumni are sitting as country heads. They are sitting in Singapore, they are in Hong Kong, they are in Canada, they are in Australia, and heading some of those multinationals as country heads. And they passed out from Mumbai in, they are 2000 pass outs, they are 97, 98 pass outs, and they have been doing exceedingly well in foreign countries. In India also, by now they have become CHROs, they have become CFOs, and today we get them back to the campus to prepare our students. And we have a very beautiful buddy concept where these alumni are owning 3 or 5 students on a regular basis for a period of about 45 days. So in that 45 days, they would be meeting these fresh students, say every fortnight. So 3 meetings in 45 days, and it's a very, very informal interaction. Now, these people have become CHROs and CFOs, and you see them grooming these students. Short window, 45 days, very crisp, but we see a marked difference in the students who are groomed by these alumni. I could even share the list of names of students, in case if you want this thing. But yes, we could share the records with you of these students, the alumni.
Absolutely, ma'am. I also would want to add up a point wherein we get the opportunity via the alumni meet that we have every year, wherein we get to meet each and every student from multiple old batches, and that's a very nostalgic moment to have. Um, uh, Firstly, ma'am, it's been an absolute honor to have this interview with you. I want you to help me with any closing points, anything that you'd want to add up before you finish.
Yeah, I always want that when a student gets admitted to our system, he should come with full faith and confidence in the system. We promise things and we deliver more than what we promise. And this is what has been the success story, and the admissions inching up year on year. Uh, it's the word of mouth, the batches that pass out, they then influence others, and we get our students coming. So I want to tell that anyone who comes into the system, who gets admitted into the system, must come with full confidence and faith in the system.
Thank you, ma'am. Anything else if you want to add up, that'll be more than happy. We have made it a very crisp and a small interview, and we'd really appreciate you sticking to the time and giving us the absolute potentiality in getting out what we wanted out of this interview.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right.